Welcome back to Costa Rica, located in Central America. Last week, we took you along the coastline of the Nicoya Peninsula, where we had to cross a few rivers and visited many beautiful beaches along the way. We've spent this week in a beautiful little town called Santa Teresa. Today, we are driving across the southernmost tip of the peninsula to some waterfalls in Montezuma. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or evening, whatever time we end up getting this video up. But it is the morning here in Santa Teresa in Costa Rica. And Max and I haven't actually moved very far this week because we've been really enjoying this area. We have had our eyes set on some waterfalls that are about 40 minutes from here, and since it has rained quite a lot in the last couple of days, the roads are quite unfavorable to drive, and so we decided to actually get a new set of wheels. What do we have here?
I'm just finishing off your cushion at the back.
Nice.
And have a look at this beast.
Hawk, you ready to ride on this beast? Are you ready to ride this?
So I grew up with motorbikes. My grandparents had a farm and mainly two-wheelers, but we did have a four-wheeler that I like to drive as well. So I'm pretty confident on this already. Lee got her first lesson yesterday. Smooth. She was a little bit jerky, but she did very well by the end. I'm excited for using a different form of transport for once, one that's not so top heavy and so tippy. Should be a fun day. All right, first things first, safety Steve, let's get our helmets on. Okay, buddy, jump up.
Alright. All aboard!
Good boy. Alright, so I know in Guatemala and Tikal we failed to show you howler monkeys. This time it's not going to be the case because I can see 7 of them at the moment. We are surrounded by them at the moment. This guy cannot be too comfortable. Oh, there he goes. And why don't you want to stand too close again?
They peed on me last time. I don't trust monkeys at all.
Well, he's a bit nervous. What do you think about a mock? Time to retreat. So we have made it to the base of the falls and it took over an hour on the bike, and I feel like even though the van is really rocky and everything, it makes you realise for longer drives how comfortable the van actually is. But we got here in one piece and excited to see the falls. You picking your nose over there, Lee?
I wasn't picking my nose. I did this.
Okay. It appears we are getting very close.
Good job, buddy. You got it. You got it. You got it, buddy. Good boy. Right here. we just climbed from. We got pretty high in not too long of a time. We are now on the downward descent to the top of the waterfall. And we are in nothing but jungle.
So sometimes adventures don't go according to plan. This was one of them. Occy, we actually forgot how much of a psycho lifeguard Occy is around water, and there was other people up at the higher waterfall when we got there, and Occy was trying to jump in and save every one of them, and by doing so, if we let him go, he kind of scratches accidentally with his claws. So we tried to kind of get out of there really quickly, and as a result, we were climbing along the edge of a cliff, and I overbalanced and fell into the water with our whole camera backpack on that has all our camera gear in it, other than the camera I'm filming on right now. It's a new backpack. It was off Amazon, and at the moment everything seems just slightly damp inside. The bag's not waterproof, it's just water resistant. So fingers crossed everything's okay. We'll definitely be giving it a 5-star rating if all the stuff survives, because it was fully submerged in the water. Lee's pretty frustrated at the moment as well. She's not blaming me for falling in, but I think it was just with Occy being such a crazy dog. Yeah, he's not always perfect, believe it or not, and yeah, it's really frustrating because it would have been a good little trip, but now we're just trying to get out of here and get back to, we don't even have anything dry to dry it off, so we're just trying to get back at the moment.
We are back to the van. It's time to give back our ATV, which has been fun. Unfortunately, today's activity did not turn out the way that we planned. It's Occy's fault. It's all Occy's fault.
It was brutal. It was a brutal day.
Yeah. So
my butt hurts from riding the ATV so hard to get back on time.
Yeah, so we ran out of time. The summary of our day again is we got to the waterfalls. We actually hiked up the back route, which we did read about. We heard it was doable. It was a bit more inexpensive, but it turned out to be much more difficult than it was worth. Once we found the proper route out, it was a lot easier, but Occy climbed that really well. We all climbed that one really well. It was just, the incident in the water was overwhelming at the time, and it's...
A bit of our gear has taken on some of that water.
Yeah, we're not quite sure how everything's turned out, but
yeah,
you know, none of us got hurt, and that's what matters.
And the drone seems dry,
and
so that's one of the most important things.
Yeah. So I'm sorry guys, we probably won't bring you to any more waterfalls in the future, or Occy. It will just be a day of serenity of Max and I on our own.
Well, we can't promise no more waterfalls, but not with Occy there.
And not all of our expensive electronic equipment.
Yeah, well, not waterfalls, we're going to jump in the water. Good morning. So yesterday was an absolute spanker. You know, we didn't really vlog much after we lost the gear in the water, mainly because once our camera battery died, the other batteries were wet, and so we didn't want to risk putting those in the camera. But considering it was a bit of a failure yesterday, we're going to move on today, and we are going to show you a bit of our travels as we go from Santa Teresa. We're going to get a ferry, and we're going to head towards Monteverde, the cloud rainforest.